Behind the interrogation glass lies a compelling story. It's the tale of a 17-hour-long confession. This intense session reveals the details of a crime, as told by the suspect themselves. The duration underscores the complexity and gravity of the situation. What unfolds during this marathon interrogation is a testament to the persistence of investigators and the weight of guilt. Police brought in Mark Sutton for questioning about a neighbor's disappearance. They expected a brief interview. Instead, a long, intense psychological interrogation unfolded. The entire process was captured on camera. The footage reveals how detectives methodically broke down Sutton's story. They identified and exploited subtle facial cues. The case became a landmark in law enforcement training. It showed how a suspect could change from confidently denying involvement to making a full confession. This transformation happened without any physical evidence linking him to the crime. The case demonstrates the power of skilled interrogation techniques in solving complex investigations. The fluorescent lights flickered in the hallway. Dr. Evelyn Reeves approached the interrogation room. Her heels clicked rhythmically on the cold tile floor. Each step showed her unwavering confidence. She paused at the door and took a deep breath. Dr. Reeves straightened her blazer before entering.
Good afternoon, I'm Dr. Evelyn Reeves, and I'll be conducting this
The words died in her throat as she locked eyes with the suspect. It was like looking into a mirror, but one that reflected a male counterpart. The file in her hand suddenly felt heavy. The truth of their connection hit her with tremendous impact, overwhelming her senses.
Well, this is unexpected.
Mark's voice was a rough echo of Evelyn's own. It was tinged with a hint of dark amusement. Evelyn's carefully crafted professional image began to crack under the pressure.
Your brother? Yeah, looks like it. Surprise, sis.
Evelyn's hands shook a little as she set the file on the table. She struggled to regain her composure. Her extensive training conflicted with the shock of this revelation.
Mr. Sutton, I'm here to discuss the disappearance of...
Cut the formalities, Evelyn. We both know this isn't a normal interrogation anymore. How long have you known?
The accusation in Mark's tone was clearly felt. Evelyn's mind raced with conflict. She felt torn between her professional duty and a sudden urge. A powerful need to understand her own past consumed her thoughts.
I didn't. I had no idea until I walked through that door.
She gestured vaguely behind her. Her usual grace was briefly lost. Mark leaned back in his chair. He studied her with a blend of doubt and interest. The woman's unusual behavior caught Mark's attention, prompting a cautious yet curious response.
Well, isn't this a fun little family reunion? Dr. Reeves, what brings you here? Are you planning to analyze your estranged brother? Or perhaps you're here to solve a crime?
The sarcasm in Mark's voice was extremely cutting. Evelyn took a deep breath, bracing herself. She couldn't let personal shock interfere with the investigation.
I'm here to uncover the truth, Mr. Sutton. About everything.
As the words left her mouth, Evelyn had a sudden realization. Her statement carried a double meaning. She was no longer just seeking justice for a missing person. Evelyn was now on the brink of uncovering a deeper truth. She was about to solve the puzzle of her own existence.
The truth? Be careful what you wish for, sis. Some stones are better left unturned.
A chill ran down Evelyn's spine. She met Mark's gaze and saw a reflection of her own determination and fear. The lines between investigator and subject, sister and brother, began to blur. In the sterile interrogation room, a long-hidden story was about to unfold. Neither twin could predict the consequences of what was to come. The harsh, bright lights buzzed overhead in the interrogation room. Dr. Evelyn Reeves took her seat, eyes locked on the man across the table. Mark Sutton, her twin brother, sat with hunched shoulders. His gaze darted around the room nervously. The air was thick with tension and unspoken history between them.
Mr. Sutton, thank you for agreeing to speak with us today. I'm Dr. Reeves, and I'll be conducting this interview. Before we begin, is there anything you need? Would you like some water, perhaps?
No, I'm fine. Let's just get this over with.
Evelyn noticed a slight tremor in Mark's voice. She observed his fingers tapping nervously on the table. Taking a deep breath, Evelyn calmed herself. She prepared to continue the conversation.
All right. Let's start by talking about your childhood. Can you tell me about where you grew up?
Why does that matter? I thought this was about...
Mark's voice trailed off. His eyes suddenly became distant. The room seemed to fade away. Memories of a sun-dappled suburban home replaced it. In a flash, Evelyn found herself transported back. She returned to that same familiar place. It was a modest house with 2 floors and a white picket fence. A tire swing hung in the front yard. She could almost smell the freshly cut grass. In the distance, she heard an ice cream truck's melody. These sensory details brought the scene vividly to life in her mind.
That house on Maple Street with the red door.
How did you... Wait, you remember?
Evelyn's professional demeanor faltered for a moment. Her eyes met Mark's briefly. There was a flash of shared recognition between them. This momentary connection revealed a mutual understanding that transcended their usual professional interactions.
Yes. I remember bits and pieces. There was a treehouse in the backyard. I recall the creaky 3rd step on the stairs.
And the secret hideout under the porch where we played detective.
A ghost of a smile passed between them. The smile quickly faded away. It was replaced by the weight of their current situation. The brief moment of lightness couldn't overcome the seriousness of their circumstances.
Mark, I need you to tell me about the summer before we were separated. What happened to our friend?
I can't...
Mark's face contorted with emotion. A mix of pain and fear flickered across his features. Evelyn leaned forward, her training kicking in. She searched for subtle facial cues that might reveal the truth.
It's important that we understand what happened. For closure. For justice.
Justice? Is that what this is about?
Mark's tone shifted noticeably. A hint of bitterness appeared in his voice. He leaned back in his seat. Mark crossed his arms defensively. This series of actions revealed his changing emotional state.
You want to know what I remember? I remember the day everything changed. Our perfect little world came crashing down. It all happened around us. The memory is vivid, etched in my mind. That day marked the end of our innocence, shattering the illusion of perfection we once held dear.
Evelyn felt a chill run down her spine. She sensed they were on the edge of a revelation. The room seemed to grow smaller around them. The weight of buried secrets pressed in from all sides.
What do you mean, Mark? What changed?
You really don't know, do you? God, Evelyn, they did a number on you.
The use of her first name startled Evelyn. It broke her well-practiced professional appearance. She struggled to regain her composure. Evelyn was aware that cameras were capturing every moment. The entire interaction was being recorded.
Mark, please. Help me understand.
Understand? You can't even begin to understand what happened that day. What we saw. What we did.
Mark's words hung in the air. They were heavy with meaning. Evelyn felt her heart racing. She was torn between her duty as an investigator. She also felt a growing need to protect her recently discovered brother. As she opened her mouth to respond, a sharp knock at the door interrupted them.
Dr. Reeves, a word, please.
Captain Renard's firm voice broke the silence. Evelyn hesitated, her eyes meeting Mark's gaze. They both realized the interruption's importance. This moment was a turning point in their investigation. Together, they were on a quest to uncover the truth. The observation room feels tense. Captain Renard stares through the one-way glass. His arms are crossed tightly over his chest. Dr. Evelyn Reeves stands beside him. Her posture is rigid, eyes fixed on the suspect. The suspect is seated in the interrogation room beyond the glass.
Dr. Reeves, it's been hours. We need progress. What's your read on this guy?
He's complex, Captain. His micro-expressions indicate he's hiding something. It's not straightforward guilt. There are layers here we haven't uncovered yet.
Evelyn's voice wavers slightly as she speaks. This subtle detail doesn't escape Dr. Laura Simmons. Dr. Simmons observes from a corner of the room. Her brow is furrowed in concentration.
Layers? We don't have time for layers, Doctor. This could be our only chance to solve a long unsolved case. I need results, not psychological puzzles.
I understand, sir. However, rushing this could compromise the entire investigation. We need to approach this carefully.
Evelyn's hands clench at her sides. Her internal struggle is evident only to Dr. Simmons' keen eye. The doctor leans forward slightly, intrigued. He notices the psychologist's unusual pause. This uncharacteristic behavior catches Dr. Simmons' attention, hinting at deeper complexities in their interaction.
If I may, Captain, Dr. Reeves' cautious approach might be warranted. The suspect's body language suggests a deep-seated trauma. Pushing too hard could cause him to shut down completely. We should proceed with care to avoid triggering any adverse reactions.
And you are?
Dr. Laura Simmons, sir. I'm here to monitor psychological well-being. My focus is on both the suspect and our team. This is during the high-stress interrogation. We aim to ensure mental health is maintained throughout this challenging process.
Captain Renard's frown deepens. He glances between the two women. He is clearly conflicted about two options. One is his desire for quick results. The other is the need for a careful strategy. His expression shows the struggle between acting swiftly and proceeding methodically.
Fine. Dr. Reeves, you have until tomorrow morning to make significant progress. After that, we're changing tactics. Understood?
Yes, Captain. Thank you.
Captain Renard exits the room. Dr. Simmons approaches Evelyn. Dr. Simmons speaks in a low voice. Her tone is filled with evident concern.
Dr. Reeves, I noticed your reaction to the suspect. Is something about this case affecting you personally?
Evelyn stiffens suddenly. Her professional facade slips for just a moment. She quickly regains her composure.
I'm fine, Dr. Simmons. This case is challenging. That's all there is to it. Every suspect reacts differently to interrogation.
Of course. Remember, it's my job to ensure everyone's mental well-being. If you need to talk, my door is always open.
Evelyn nods curtly and turns back to the window. She watches Mark fidget nervously in his chair. Her mind races with an impossible decision. Should she reveal her connection and potentially compromise the case? Or should she keep her secret and risk losing her only chance? This choice could be her last opportunity to understand her past.
Thank you, Dr. Simmons. I'll remember your advice. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to prepare. I'm getting ready for the next round of questioning.
Evelyn leaves the observation room with heavy steps. Her decision weighs heavily on her mind. A hidden truth remains locked inside her. It feels like a ticking bomb in her chest. This secret threatens to shatter her professional image. The carefully built facade of her career is at risk. Evelyn struggles with the potential consequences of her knowledge. The interrogation room is filled with tension. Dr. Evelyn Reeves leans forward, her intense gaze fixed on Mark Sutton. Harsh fluorescent lights cast shadows across their faces. The dramatic lighting reveals an uncanny similarity between them. It becomes clear that Dr. Reeves and Mark Sutton are long-lost twins, reunited in this tense setting.
Mark, I've been analyzing your statements. There are some inconsistencies I'd like to address. Let's go back to the day Sarah disappeared. You mentioned being at the park. However, your body language hints you're hiding information.
I've told you everything I remember, Evelyn. It happened over 20 years ago. How can you expect me to recall every detail?
Evelyn notices a slight twitch in Mark's left eye. This is a telltale sign of deception. She has learned to spot such signs over years of training.
Your eye movement suggests otherwise. There's something specific you're avoiding. Was there someone else with you? Was this person with you and Sarah that day?
I don't...
Mark shifts uncomfortably in his chair. His hands tighten and relax on the table. Evelyn feels a surge of conflicting emotions. She's thrilled to be getting closer to the truth. Yet, she has an unexpected urge to protect her newly discovered brother.
Mark, listen to me. I'm not just here as an investigator. I'm your sister, and I want to help you. But I need the truth. What aren't you telling me about that day?
You don't understand, Evelyn. There are things we both forgot. Or maybe chose to forget.
A chill runs down Evelyn's spine. She considers Mark's words carefully. Evelyn leans back in her chair. Her professional demeanor slips momentarily. A fragment of a deeply hidden memory surfaces in her mind.
The treehouse stood in the woods. It was located behind our old house. We were there with Sarah, weren't we? This memory brings back thoughts of our childhood adventures and shared experiences in that special place among the trees.
Yes, we were. God, Evelyn, how could we have forgotten that?
The siblings make eye contact. A shared look of growing horror passes between them. The long-buried memory begins to surface in their minds.
There was someone else there that day. An adult. Mark, who was it?
I can't remember their face. But they were angry, so angry, and Sarah was crying.
The atmosphere in the room changes noticeably. Evelyn and Mark struggle to understand their recovered memory. Evelyn's composed demeanor falters. Her voice trembles slightly as she speaks.
We need to pursue this, Mark. Whatever happened that day is crucial. It's the key to everything. Sarah's disappearance and our separation are connected. We owe it to Sarah to uncover the truth.
But what if the truth destroys us, Evelyn? What if we're better off not knowing?
Evelyn stands, pacing the small room. She struggles with her competing responsibilities. These duties relate to the case, her career, and now her brother. She turns back to Mark. Her decision is clear.
We can't turn back now. Whatever the consequences, we face them together. Are you with me?
Yes. Yes, I'm with you, Evelyn.
The twins begin to unravel their shared past. Neither realizes they are being watched. Beyond the two-way mirror, Captain Renard observes. He watches with growing concern. His hand hovers over the intercom button. Renard debates whether to intervene. The investigation has become increasingly personal. Harsh fluorescent lights filled the police station break room. They cast unflattering shadows across Dr. Evelyn Reeves' face. She stared into her untouched cup of coffee, the weight of the case pressed down on her shoulders. Her unexpected connection to the suspect felt like a physical burden.
Evelyn, are you all right? You've been standing here for 10 minutes without moving.
I'm fine, Dr. Simmons. Just processing.
Dr. Laura Simmons studied Evelyn's face. Her own expression was a mixture of emotions. It showed both concern and clinical interest.
This case is clearly affecting you more than usual. Perhaps we should discuss...
There's nothing to discuss. I need to get back in there.
Evelyn's tone was sharp and defensive. She set down her untouched coffee. Then, she walked quickly towards the interrogation room. This left a bewildered Dr. Simmons behind her. Evelyn re-entered the interrogation room. Mark looked up as she came in. His eyes searched her face intently. He was looking for any sign of weakness. Mark also sought hints of uncertainty.
Let's cut the games, Mark. We both know there's more to this story than you're telling me.
I've told you everything I remember, Dr. Reeves. Or should I call you sister?
The word sister lingered in the air. It hung between them, unspoken. The atmosphere was charged with emotion. This single word carried immense weight, filling the space with unresolved feelings and silent understanding.
You claim you don't remember what happened to our friend. However, your micro-expressions tell a different story. You're holding back information. It seems you're protecting someone. Why are you doing this?
You don't know what you're talking about. You weren't there.
Then help me understand, Mark. What happened that day?
Evelyn leaned forward intently. Her eyes were intense and focused. She pushed harder than ever before. Mark's composure began to crack under the pressure.
You think you can just stroll in here so confidently? With your fancy degree and badge, you believe you understand everything? You have no idea what it was like. You don't know how things were after they took you away.
Mark stood up abruptly. His fists were clenched at his sides. His voice rose with each word he spoke. The sudden movement and tense body language emphasized his growing intensity.
Do you know what it's like to wake up every day feeling abandoned? Have you ever wondered why you weren't good enough to be saved? Can you imagine spending your whole life feeling incomplete? These questions haunt those who carry a deep sense of loss, as if half of their being is missing.
Mark,
No! You don't get to play the victim here. You got out. You got a family, an education, and a life. What did I get? I got nightmares and questions. The contrast between our experiences is stark and unfair.
Evelyn stood frozen, unable to move. Her well-crafted professional mask was crumbling. She faced Mark's raw pain head-on. For the first time, she saw beyond the suspect. Instead, she recognized a broken version of herself in him.
I didn't know. I always wondered about you, about what happened.
Mark's anger suddenly deflated. This left him looking lost. He appeared vulnerable.
I don't know what happened to our friend Evelyn. I swear I'm telling the truth. But I know it was something bad. I also know it's the reason they separated us. I've been trying to forget for so long now.
Maybe we need to remember together.
The twins looked at each other, sharing a silent understanding. A truth they sought was buried deep in their shared past. Uncovering this truth would require them to face their past. They needed to confront the trauma they had both tried to escape. Before we continue, let's take a moment to reflect. What are your thoughts on this story? What would you like to hear next? Please share your opinions in the comments. The harsh fluorescent lights flickered in the interrogation room. Evelyn leaned forward, her eyes searching Mark's face. The air between them crackled with unspoken tension. It was a mixture of shared history and present uncertainty.
Mark, I need you to understand something important. We're not just trying to close a case here. This is about finding the truth. We want to know what happened to our friend. Can you help me understand what you remember from that day?
Why the change of heart, Dr. Reeves? 1 minute you're grilling me like a suspect. The next, you're all understanding. What game are you playing?
Evelyn flinched slightly at Mark's use of her formal title. It was a reminder of the professional distance she was supposed to maintain. She took a deep breath, gathering her courage. Evelyn prepared for a more personal approach to the situation.
No games, Mark. I'm starting to see things differently. Maybe we've both been victims here. I want to help you, but I need you to trust me.
Trust you? I don't even know you. We may share DNA, but you're a stranger with a badge.
A flicker of pain crossed Evelyn's face. She quickly masked it with her professional demeanor. Outside the interrogation room, Captain Renard watched. He observed through the one-way mirror. His brow creased with worry.
Dr. Simmons, what do you make of this? Reeves seems to be losing her edge.
It's more complicated than that, Captain. The personal connection is affecting her, yes. However, it might also be the key. This connection could help reach the suspect.
Evelyn was back in the interrogation room. She leaned back in her chair. Her voice had become softer now.
You're right, Mark. We are strangers. But we're also the only family we have. I'm not asking you to trust Dr. Reeves, the psychologist. I'm asking you to trust Evelyn, your sister.
My sister... God, do you have any idea how long I've wondered about you? Imagined this moment?
Mark's voice cracked with emotion. His tough exterior was beginning to crumble. Evelyn felt a surge of connection. This feeling was tempered by her professional responsibilities. The tension between them grew as their emotions clashed with their roles.
I've wondered too, Mark. Now that we're here, I want to help you. But I need the truth. What really happened that day?
I'm not sure about what happened. Everything feels so jumbled in my mind. I see flashes of memories. There's an old tree house and our friend's scared face. I also see a dark figure. But Evelyn, I swear I didn't hurt anyone.
Evelyn's heart raced as she processed Mark's words. She glanced at the mirror nervously. Her colleagues were watching intently. She felt judged with every move she made. The tension in the room was palpable as Evelyn tried to maintain her composure under the scrutiny of her peers.
I believe you, Mark. We need to piece this together. Someone hurt our friend. We owe it to them to find out who.
The interrogation room door swung open. It revealed Captain Renard standing there. His face wore a stern expression.
Dr. Reeves, a word outside. Now.
Evelyn stood, torn between two conflicting forces. She felt a growing connection with Mark, yet she also had a duty to her superior. As Evelyn moved towards the door, she hesitated. The weight of her choices pressed down on her, making each step feel momentous.
I'll be right back, Mark. Remember, we're in this together now.
Captain Renard stood in the corridor. His voice was low and urgent.
What are you doing in there, Reeves? You're supposed to be getting a confession. This isn't the time for a family reunion.
Sir, I believe I'm making progress. Mark is opening up. We might get the full story.
Do you want the full story, or just the story you want to hear? Your judgment is compromised, Doctor. I'm removing you from this case.
Evelyn felt her world tilt. She faced a conflict between her work ethics and newfound loyalty. This conflict with Mark was reaching a breaking point.
Captain, please. I can do this. I'm close to a breakthrough. I can feel it.
If I may interject, Captain. Dr. Reeves' unusual approach might be our best chance. It could help us uncover the truth. The suspect is responding to her uniquely. He hasn't reacted this way with anyone else.
Captain Renard looked between Evelyn and Dr. Simmons. His face was a mask of conflicted emotions.
You have 1 hour, Reeves. 1 hour to get something concrete. If not, you're off this case. When this is over, we'll have a long talk. We'll discuss full disclosure and professional boundaries. Understood?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Evelyn turned back to the interrogation room. She felt the weight of her choices pressing down on her. The truth was within reach. But what would it cost her career and ethics? And what about her new relationship with Mark? With a deep breath, she opened the door. She was ready to face whatever lay ahead. The interrogation room has transformed from a battlefield of wills. Now it crackles with a different kind of tension. Evelyn and Mark sit across from each other. Their faces, like mirrors, show exhaustion and a dawning realization. Harsh fluorescent light flickers in the room. It casts dancing shadows across their features. These shadows momentarily blur the line between past and present.
Mark, I think I remember something. Something we've both forgotten.
You feel it too? Like a door creaking open in the back of your mind?
Evelyn's hands tremble slightly. She leans forward, her professional demeanor faltering. The weight of emerging memories affects her composure. These physical reactions reveal the inner turmoil she's experiencing as past events come to mind.
It's the treehouse, behind the old Thompson place. We were there that day, weren't we?
Yes! Yes! And we weren't alone.
A vivid flashback overtakes them both. It transports them away from the sterile interrogation room. Suddenly, they find themselves in a sunlit backyard from their childhood.
I see him now. Our friend, climbing up to join us. And there's someone else, an adult.
Evelyn, it wasn't me. It was never me. That man told us to keep quiet. He said it was our secret.
Evelyn's breath catches in her throat. The full impact of the memory hits her suddenly. Her analytical mind races into action, alert and focused. She begins reassessing every conclusion about the case with new insight. Her thoughts also turn to Mark, reevaluating his role in the situation.
Oh God, Mark, we've been so wrong. All this time.
We were just kids. We didn't understand.
The siblings' eyes lock. A lifetime of separation and misunderstanding lay between them. This shared truth begins to crumble their past. The moment sparks a change, breaking down old barriers. Years of distance start to melt away as they face this new reality together.
I'm so sorry. I should have known better. I'm supposed to see the truth and read people. How could I have missed this?
You couldn't have known. We both buried it so deep.
Captain Renard stands outside the interrogation room. He watches through the one-way mirror. His forehead is creased with concern and confusion. The captain observes intently, his expression revealing a mix of emotions as he monitors the situation unfolding beyond the glass.
What the hell is going on in there?
Dr. Laura Simmons approaches the scene. She observes with narrowed eyes. An intense exchange is taking place between Evelyn and Mark.
Captain, I think we're witnessing a major breakthrough. I'm worried about Dr. Reeves' impartiality. This concern is arising at this particular point in our mission.
Damn it, I knew she was too close to this case.
Evelyn finds herself back in the interrogation room. She struggles to balance her job responsibilities. A surge of emotions threatens to overwhelm her. Evelyn grapples with the conflict between her professional duties and her personal feelings.
Mark, we need to tell them. We must share everything we remember. It's the only way to find out what happened. We need to know the truth about our friend.
And what happens to us? To you, Evelyn? Your whole career?
I don't know. We can't hide from the truth anymore. We owe it to ourselves and our friend. We need to uncover what really happened that day. Our responsibility is clear. The time has come to face the facts and seek answers. Together we must confront the past and reveal the truth, no matter how difficult it may be.
The twins grapple with their recently discovered shared memory. This discovery has significant implications for them. The true complexity of the case begins to unfold. The line between investigator and suspect becomes blurred. This challenges Evelyn's fundamental beliefs about truth and justice. It also makes her question her own identity. Captain Renard enters the room. His face is a mask of stern authority. This expression hides his inner turmoil.
Dr. Reeves, a word outside. Now.
Evelyn rises from her seat. She gives Mark a troubled look. Then, she follows the captain out of the room. The door closes behind them with finality. Both siblings sense a profound change. They know their relationship will never be the same again. Dr. Evelyn Reeves stood in the dimly lit observation room. The room was next to the interrogation chamber. She remained motionless, eyes fixed on the two-way mirror. On the other side, her brother Mark sat alone. His presence was a constant reminder of her difficult situation.
I can't believe it. All this time, and we were...
Evelyn's thoughts were suddenly interrupted. She heard the sound of a door opening behind her. Captain Renard entered the room. His face showed a mix of concern and frustration. The captain's expression revealed his troubled state of mind as he joined Evelyn.
Dr. Reeves, we need to talk. Have you made any progress with the suspect?
Captain, there's been a development, but I'm not sure how to proceed.
Evelyn hesitated visibly. Her usual confidence was noticeably absent. Captain Renard's eyes narrowed. He sensed something was amiss. The atmosphere between them grew tense as the captain picked up on Evelyn's unusual behavior.
What type of development are you referring to? Evelyn, we're running out of time. Have you uncovered something important? I need to know right away.
It's a complicated situation, sir. I've gathered some information. This information is highly personal. It could possibly harm the investigation. We need to handle it carefully.
Evelyn wrestled with her ethical dilemma. At that moment, Dr. Laura Simmons quietly entered the room. The psychologist's sharp professional gaze observed the tense situation unfolding before her.
Is everything all right? I couldn't help but overhear. Evelyn, you seem distressed.
I'm fine, Dr. Simmons. Just processing some new information.
Dr. Simmons moved closer to the scene. Her gaze shifted back and forth. She looked at Evelyn, then at the suspect. The suspect was behind a glass barrier. This arrangement allowed Dr. Simmons to observe both parties carefully.
Evelyn, you are the monitoring psychiatrist. I need to ask you a question. Is your objectivity in this case still intact?
Of course it is. I'm a professional. I can handle this.
Evelyn spoke, but her words lacked conviction. As soon as she finished speaking, she realized this. Captain Renard's patience was quickly running out.
Enough dancing around the issue. Dr. Reeves, I need you to tell me something. Tell me exactly what you've learned. I need this information right now.
Evelyn's mind raced with uncertainty. She faced a crucial decision in this moment. The choice was between her professional duty and a personal connection. She had recently discovered her long-lost brother. Her decision would permanently change the investigation's course. It would also alter the path of her own life.
Captain, Dr. Simmons, I've discovered that the suspect, Mark Sutton, is my twin brother.
What? Evelyn, are you absolutely certain about this?
This is unprecedented. Evelyn, you should have disclosed this immediately.
I know. I should have done something. But I needed time to process it myself. I'm still trying to understand the implications. I want to know what this means for the case.
The room fell into a tense silence. The impact of Evelyn's news was slowly realized by everyone present. Captain Renard paced back and forth across the floor. His face revealed a mix of conflicting emotions, like a storm brewing within him.
This changes everything. Dr. Reeves, I'm afraid I have no choice. I must remove you from this investigation. This decision is effective immediately.
No, Captain, please. I'm the best chance we have at getting to the truth. I can still do this.
Evelyn, you must see the ethical implications here. Your personal connection to the suspect is problematic. This connection compromises the entire case.
Evelyn stood at a crossroads. Her career and the search for truth hung in the balance. In that moment, she made a crucial decision. This choice would set in motion a chain of events. There was no turning back from what was to come.
I understand the risks involved in this situation. However, I know I'm in a unique position to get the answers we need. Captain and Dr. Simmons, I'm asking for your trust. Please allow me to continue the interrogation. I promise to remain objective and not let my personal feelings interfere.
The tension in the room was palpable. Captain Renard and Dr. Simmons exchanged worried glances. Evelyn held her breath, feeling anxious. She knew her next steps were crucial. These actions could make or break her career. They might also determine her newfound brother's fate. The interrogation room is transformed. Once a battleground of wills, it now crackles with an uneasy alliance. Evelyn leans forward, her eyes locked on Mark's. She searches for truth in every subtle facial cue.
Mark, I think we both know more about this story. Neither of us has admitted everything. We need to uncover what happened to Alex. To do that, we must work together.
And why should I trust you, Evelyn? You're still a cop, and I'm still a suspect.
Evelyn's jaw tightens. Her inner conflict shows briefly on her face. Then, she quickly regains her composure.
Because I'm not just a cop. I'm your sister. And I want the truth as much as you do. Maybe more.
Fine. But if we do this, we do it my way. No more of your psychological tricks.
Behind the observation window, Captain Renard watches intently. His brow is creased with growing concern. He observes a significant change in the situation unfolding before him. The captain's worry deepens as he notes the shifting dynamics of the scene.
Dr. Simmons, what do you make of this? Reeves seems to be getting awfully cozy with our suspect.
It's unusual. Dr. Reeves has always maintained clear professional limits. This level of emotional involvement is new for her. The change in Dr. Reeves' behavior is striking, given her typical approach to patient interactions.
Back in the interrogation room, Evelyn and Mark huddle closer. Their voices are lowered, as if sharing secrets. This creates a tense and private atmosphere as they speak.
Let's start from the beginning. What do you remember about the day Alex disappeared?
My memory is blurry. However, I recall seeing a red car. The red car was parked down the street from our house. It wasn't usually there.
Evelyn's eyes widen. A forgotten memory suddenly surfaces in her mind.
The red car. I remember it too. Mark, this could be important. We need to...
The door opens. A breathless junior detective appears. He is clutching a file.
Dr. Reeves, we've got something important. Forensics has matched a partial fingerprint. It was found on Alex's old backpack. The print isn't in our system. However, we can confirm it's not Mark's or yours.
The atmosphere in the room changes. The shift is noticeable. People begin to understand the implications. Everyone feels the weight of the moment as realization sets in.
A third person. Mark, do you realize what this means?
Alex might still be alive.
The twins exchange a look of shared determination. Years of separation are momentarily forgotten. They face this new revelation together, united once more.
Reeves, a word. Now.
Captain Renard's stern voice breaks the silence. Evelyn hesitates, feeling conflicted. She is torn between her professional duty and a new connection. This connection is with her recently discovered brother.
Mark, I'll be right back. Don't say anything else until I return.
Evelyn leaves the room. The weight of her conflicting loyalties hangs heavy in the air. The truth is now within her reach. However, uncovering it may come at a higher cost than she ever imagined. The fluorescent lights buzzed in the police station. They cast harsh shadows across Dr. Evelyn Reeves' face. She examined case files closely with intense focus. Her usually meticulous demeanor was starting to fray. A slight tremor in her hands betrayed her fatigue. Dark circles had formed under her tired eyes. Despite her exhaustion, Dr. Reeves continued her thorough investigation of the files before her.
I'm close. I can feel it. There's something we're missing.
A sharp knock on the door startled Evelyn. She was pulled from her intense focus. Captain Renard entered the room. His face showed a mix of concern and frustration.
Dr. Reeves, we need to talk. Your handling of this case is raising some eyebrows.
Captain, I assure you, I'm making progress. The suspect is...
The suspect? You mean Mark Sutton? Evelyn, you've been interrogating him for days. There's little to show for your efforts. Your methods are becoming questionable.
Evelyn's jaw clenched in tension. Her analytical mind raced to find a logical explanation. She needed to avoid revealing her personal connection to the case. This careful approach would help her maintain her professional composure while addressing the sensitive situation at hand.
Sir, I understand your concerns. However, I'm on the verge of a breakthrough. Micro-expressions don't lie. Sutton's expressions are telling me there's more to this story.
And what about your expressions, Dr. Reeves? Dr. Simmons has noticed some irregularities. These irregularities are in your behavior.
As if on cue, Dr. Laura Simmons entered the room. Her gaze was fixed on Evelyn. Her expression showed a blend of work interest and personal worry.
Evelyn, I've been reviewing the interrogation footage. There's something I need to discuss with you. Can we speak in private, if possible?
Evelyn's heart raced with anticipation. Her well-crafted image was at risk. She knew this was a pivotal moment. It had the power to change everything.
Of course, Dr. Simmons. Captain, if you'll excuse us.
This isn't over, Evelyn. I need results, and I need them soon.
Captain Renard left the room. The tension in the air shifted noticeably. Dr. Simmons approached Evelyn slowly. She spoke with a hushed voice, mindful of the changed atmosphere.
Evelyn, I've noticed some notable similarities. These similarities are between you and the suspect. They include mannerisms and speech patterns. It's more than just a coincidence, isn't it?
Evelyn felt the walls closing in. Her greatest strength was her analytical mind. Now, it seemed to be working against her. She struggled to find a response. She didn't want to compromise her position or the case.
Laura, It's complicated. What exactly are you implying?
I think you know, Evelyn. The question is, are you ready to face it? More importantly, how will this affect the investigation?
Evelyn felt the weight of her secrets pressing upon her. She realized she was at a crossroads in her life. The truth about her connection to Mark Sutton was about to come out. This revelation had the potential to unravel everything she had worked for. Evelyn knew that once the truth surfaced, her life would never be the same.
I need more time. Please, give me one more day with Sutton. There's something he's not telling us. It's crucial information for solving this case.
Evelyn, I'm worried about you as your colleague and friend. This case seems to be taking over your life. Are you sure you can remain objective?
The question hung in the air. It was heavy with implication. Evelyn's response would be crucial. It would determine the course of the investigation. Her answer would also shape her own future.
Objectivity is my specialty, Laura. Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Evelyn spoke, but doubt crept into her mind. She wasn't sure if she was convincing Dr. Simmons or herself. The line between work responsibilities and personal goals was becoming unclear. The impact of empathy was becoming increasingly apparent to her. The interrogation room crackles with tension. Evelyn and Mark sit across from each other. Their faces are illuminated by harsh fluorescent lights. Hours of questioning have led to this moment. It's a precipice of revelation. This revelation threatens to shatter everything they thought they knew.
Mark, I need you to focus. What exactly do you remember about the night we were separated?
I've told you already, Evelyn. It's all a blur. Screaming, darkness, the sound of breaking glass.
Evelyn leans forward intently. Her eyes scan Mark's face carefully. She searches for the tiniest sign of deception, but all she sees is genuine emotion. Mark's anguish and confusion mirror her own feelings.
There's something we're missing. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. I want you to visualize our childhood home.
I see something. I see the hallway clearly. The wallpaper has little blue flowers. There's a shadow at the end of the hall.
Good, Mark. Keep going. Who's the shadow?
It's not him. It's not our foster father. Oh God, Evelyn. It's her.
Evelyn's breath catches in her throat. A long hidden memory suddenly surfaces. It crashes through her mental defenses. These defenses were carefully built walls of logic and reason. The memory shatters her composure, breaking through years of emotional protection.
Our foster mother, she was the one who separated us that night.
Yes. She said it was to protect us. But from what? From whom?
The twins lock eyes. A silent understanding passes between them. Years of misplaced blame and misdirected anger weigh heavily. In an instant, these negative feelings dissolve. The shared gaze bridges their emotional gap, healing old wounds without a word spoken.
Reeves, what's happening here? I thought you were interrogating a suspect. This looks more like a therapy session.
Captain, I can explain. We've had a breakthrough. Our foster mother.
Save it. We've got a situation. Your foster father is demanding to speak with both of you. Now.
Captain Renard sets up a laptop on the interrogation room table. His movements are brusque and impatient. The screen flickers to life, revealing a weathered face. It's the man Evelyn and Mark once called father.
Well, well. The prodigal twins reunited at last. How touching.
Cut the act. We remember what really happened that night. It wasn't you who separated us. It was her.
Clever girl. You always were. But Evelyn, you're only scratching the surface. You have no idea what forces you're dealing with.
What are you talking about? What happened to our friend? Where is she?
The man on the screen leans forward. His eyes are glinting with a mixture of emotions. Fear is evident, along with something darker and more menacing.
Your little friend is closer than you think. If you continue investigating, you may regret it. Some things from the past are better left undisturbed. The secrets you're trying to uncover might bring more trouble than answers. Remember, not all buried memories should be unearthed. Consider carefully before you delve deeper into this mystery.
The video call cuts out abruptly. Evelyn and Mark are left staring at a blank screen. Their minds are filled with confusion and new questions. A growing sense of dread overwhelms them as they process what just happened.
Mark, what if our friend is still alive?
And what if finding her puts us all in danger?
The twins grapple with a chilling possibility. The truth of their past comes into focus. At the same time, the peril of their future becomes clear. This situation looms larger than ever before, intensifying the twins' struggle with their unfolding reality. Before we continue, let's take a moment to reflect. What are your thoughts on this story? What would you like to hear next? Please share your thoughts in the comments. The atmosphere in the police station was filled with tension. Evelyn and Mark huddled over a map on the interrogation room table. They realized their childhood friend might still be alive. This discovery transformed their hostile relationship into an uneasy partnership. The former adversaries now found themselves working together, driven by the hope of finding their long-lost friend.
Mark, think hard. Where else did we used to play as kids? Any secret hideouts, abandoned buildings?
I'm not sure about what happened. My memory's fuzzy. Wait, I remember something. There was an old storm drain near the woods. We used to dare each other to go inside.
That's good. That's a start. We need to check it out immediately.
Evelyn's fingers trembled slightly as she marked the location on the map. The weight of time pressed down on her. Each passing second reminded her of what was at stake. Her gentle shaking revealed the tension of the moment, while she focused on the crucial task at hand. The pressure of time and the importance of her actions created a palpable atmosphere of urgency.
Dr. Reeves, a word.
Captain Renard's stern voice echoed in the room. Evelyn exchanged a tense glance with Mark. She then followed her superior out into the hallway.
What is going on in there? This isn't an interrogation anymore. It's turning into a partnership. We need a confession. This is not a treasure hunt.
Sir, with all due respect, the situation has changed. We have reason to believe the victim might still be alive. Every minute counts in this urgent matter.
Do you trust the word of our main suspect? Evelyn, you're too close to this situation. I'm beginning to question your judgment.
Evelyn felt her professional image cracking. The carefully maintained appearance was under pressure. She took a deep breath. Evelyn then braced herself against the mounting stress. Her composure was being tested, but she was determined to stay strong.
Captain, I understand your concerns. However, my methods are getting results. We have new leads and significant progress. Please, just give me a little more time.
You have until the end of the day. After that, I'm taking you off the case. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Captain Renard strode away from the scene. Evelyn leaned against the wall and briefly closed her eyes. She felt the weight of her dual roles pressing down on her. As both an investigator and a sister she hadn't seen in years, she felt overwhelmed. The conflict between her professional duty and personal emotions was becoming increasingly difficult to manage.
Evelyn, are you all right?
Dr. Laura Simmons approached. Concern was evident in her voice. Evelyn quickly straightened herself. She regained her composure swiftly.
I'm fine, Laura. Just processing new information.
You know I'm here if you need to talk. This case is clearly affecting you on a personal level.
I appreciate that, but right now I need to focus on finding our missing person.
Evelyn turned and re-entered the interrogation room. Mark waited anxiously inside. The clock on the wall seemed to tick louder than ever. It was a constant reminder of their race against time.
Okay, Mark, we need to work faster. Tell me everything you remember about that storm drain. Share every detail, no matter how small.
Evelyn, what's going on? Are they shutting us down?
Not yet, but we're on borrowed time. We need to solve this, and fast.
The twins bent over the map once more. Their shared determination was palpable. Evelyn had a strong sense that something was coming. She felt certain a true test was approaching. This challenge would push the limits of both her abilities and her loyalties. The interrogation room has transformed. Once a battleground of wills, it now crackles with a different tension. Evelyn and Mark sit across from each other. Their mirrored expressions reveal their shared DNA. Harsh fluorescent light flickers in the room. It casts dancing shadows across their faces. Buried memories begin to surface.
Mark, I think I remember something. Something about the night Sarah disappeared.
You too? I've been having these flashes, but I thought they were just nightmares.
Evelyn leans forward in her seat. Her professional composure begins to falter. She struggles to maintain her calm demeanor. Her hands, usually steady, now tremble slightly. With visible effort, she reaches for the recording device. The tension in her movements betrays her inner turmoil.
We need to record this. Whatever we remember, it could be crucial.
Evelyn, wait. Are you sure about this? What if what we remember implicates us?
We have to know the truth, Mark, no matter what it costs us.
Evelyn's words hang in the air. The sterile walls of the interrogation room begin to fade away. They transform into the faded wallpaper of a childhood home. The twins' eyes become unfocused. Their minds are transported into a vivid memory from the past.
I can hear them. Mom and Dad. They're fighting again.
Yes, but this time it's different. Listen.
In their shared memory, young Evelyn and Mark are together. They huddle at the top of the stairs. The children try hard to hear the conversation below. Words float up from the living room, catching their attention.
We can't keep this up forever. The girl saw something she knows.
Lower your voice. The kids will hear.
Maybe they should. Maybe then we could end this charade.
Present-day Evelyn and Mark share a look. Their expressions reveal dawning horror. The implications of their parents' words are sinking in.
Oh God, Mark. It wasn't you. It was never you.
It was them. Our parents, they were involved in Sarah's disappearance.
The weight of this revelation impacts Evelyn heavily. She feels physically pushed back in her chair. Evelyn's carefully constructed worldview is shaken. It begins to crumble all around her. The news forces her to confront a new reality. Her long-held beliefs are suddenly called into question. Evelyn struggles to process this unexpected information. The foundations of her understanding start to shift beneath her.
All this time, I've been intensely focused. My goal was uncovering the truth. But there was something I never considered. Perhaps I never wanted to consider it.
That the monsters could be the ones who raised us?
A heavy silence falls between them. It's broken only by the soft hum of the recording device. The truth they've uncovered is threatening. It could shatter their case. Moreover, it may change their entire understanding of the past.
We have to tell Captain Renard. We have to reopen the investigation into our parents.
Evelyn, if we do this, there's no going back. Everything changes.
Evelyn looks at her brother with new eyes. For the first time, she sees him not as a suspect. Instead, she recognizes him as a fellow victim. Her professional demeanor fades away completely. The vulnerable woman beneath is revealed.
Everything's already changed, Mark. But maybe now we can face it together.
Mark nods, his eyes revealing a mix of fear and determination. Evelyn reaches across the table to take his hand. Their touch is electric, forging a deep connection. This bond is built on shared trauma and a promise. Together, they stand united against the darkness of their past.
Dr. Reeves, what's going on in here? I heard... Wait, why are you holding hands with the suspect?
Captain Renard's voice cuts through the moment. It jolts Evelyn and Mark back to reality. Evelyn takes a deep breath. She prepares herself for the conversation ahead. This discussion will change everything.
Captain, we need to talk. The case has taken an unexpected turn. It involves me more than I initially realized.
Captain Renard's expression shifts from confusion to concern. Evelyn and Mark exchange a look of serious resolve. The truth has finally begun to emerge. However, the cost of uncovering it may be higher than expected. Neither Evelyn nor Mark had imagined such consequences. The tense atmosphere crackles in the police station's observation room. Unspoken accusations fill the air as Captain Renard and Dr. Simmons confront Evelyn. The walls seem to close in around them. This mirrors the growing pressure on Evelyn's well-crafted mask of composure.
Dr. Reeves, I think it's time for an explanation. We need to know exactly what's going on here. We've just received some new information. It suggests you have a personal connection to our suspect. Is this information true?
Captain, I can explain. I only recently discovered...
Recently? How recently, Doctor? And why wasn't I informed immediately?
Evelyn's eyes dart between two people. She looks at Captain Renard's stern gaze. Then she sees Dr. Simmons' concerned expression. Evelyn's usual composure falters. A brief look of fear flashes across her face.
I needed time to process the information myself. Mark is my twin brother. We were separated as children. I swear I had no knowledge of this fact. This revelation came to light as the case unfolded.
Evelyn, this is a massive breach of protocol. Your objectivity is severely compromised. How can we trust your analysis now?
Dr. Simmons' words hang heavy in the air. Evelyn's shoulders slump slightly in response. However, she quickly straightens her posture. Her mind rapidly analyzes how to salvage the situation.
I understand your concerns. My discovery has led to important new information. There's a third party involved. It's someone we hadn't considered before. Please let me explain further.
Enough! Your credibility is shot, Dr. Reeves. You're off the case, effective immediately.
The harsh sound of a slamming door emphasizes Captain Renard's words. Evelyn flinches as her carefully built world crumbles around her. Despite the shock, a fire ignites in her eyes.
No, you can't do this. I'm the only one who can get through to Mark. We're close to breaking this case wide open.
Evelyn, please. You need to step back and let someone else handle this. Your personal involvement.
My personal involvement is giving us an edge. Dr. Simmons, you've been monitoring me closely. You know I'm still in control of the situation. Please help me make them understand this.
Dr. Simmons hesitates, her expression revealing inner conflict. Evelyn seizes this moment of uncertainty. She lowers her voice, adopting a more controlled and persuasive tone.
There's new evidence pointing to the real culprit. Someone has been deceiving both Mark and me for years. If we stop now, we risk letting them escape. They could get away with everything. The disappearance, the cover-up, all of it.
What evidence? And why should we believe anything you say at this point?
Evelyn takes a deep breath, preparing herself mentally. She knows that what she's about to reveal could change everything. The revelation might affect the case and her career. It could also impact her new relationship with Mark.
I can prove it. Solving this case means more to me than you can imagine. Captain and Dr. Simmons, please let me show you what I've uncovered.
The tension in the room is palpable. Captain Renard and Dr. Simmons exchange a long look. Evelyn stands her ground, aware her future hangs in the balance. Finally, the captain gives a curt nod.
You have one chance, Dr. Reeves. Make it count.
Evelyn's hands tremble, but her jaw is set with determination. She reaches for her files, ready to reveal the truth. This twisted truth connects her past to the present. It may also shape her future. The crisp morning air was filled with tension. Outside the precinct, Evelyn and Mark joined a team of police officers. Some officers seemed skeptical about their mission. They were following clues from recovered memories. Their goal was to find a long-lost childhood friend. Evelyn glanced between her newly found brother and Captain Renard. The captain stood nearby with his arms crossed. His face showed a mix of emotions. There was doubt in his expression, but also determination.
All right, Dr. Reeves, this is your show now. Where do we start?
The old Willow Creek Park. That's where Mark and I last saw her.
Mark nodded, his face showing a mix of fear and resolve. The team piled into their vehicles. The twins exchanged a meaningful look. Years of separation and shared trauma hung between them. At Willow Creek Park, the group spread out. They combed through overgrown paths and old play structures. Evelyn's analytical mind was racing. She pieced together fragments of memory with each step.
Evelyn, do you remember the old treehouse? By the creek?
Yes, I think I do. We used to play there, didn't we?
As they approached the decaying structure, Evelyn reacted strongly. Her breath caught in her throat at the sight. A faded piece of fabric was barely visible. It fluttered gently from a broken board.
That's from her dress. The one she was wearing that day.
We need forensics here now.
The discovery caused sudden urgency among the team. They waited for the forensic unit to arrive. Quietly, Evelyn beckoned Mark to step aside. Her voice was low and intense as she spoke to him.
Mark, there's something else. Something we're missing. Think hard.
I remember a car. An old blue sedan. It was always parked near the entrance to the park.
Evelyn's eyes widened as the memory suddenly came back. She turned to Captain Renard with urgency. Her voice was tight as she spoke.
Captain, we need to check vehicle registrations from that time. We're looking for a blue sedan. It's possibly a Ford or Chevrolet late 80s model.
On it. Johnson, get on the radio and make it happen.
The team continued their search as tension mounted. Each new location brought fresh memories and clues. They visited their old elementary school, now abandoned. In a janitor's closet, they made a chilling discovery. They found a child's backpack, long forgotten. The backpack unmistakably belonged to their missing friend.
Dr. Reeves, we've got a hit on that vehicle. It was registered to a Gerald McKenzie. He was a groundskeeper at the park at that time.
Mackenzie, why does that name sound familiar?
Evelyn, he used to give us candy, remember? Always hanging around the playground.
A cold shiver ran down Evelyn's spine. The pieces were beginning to fall into place. The true nature of their childhood trauma was emerging. It was more horrifying than she had ever imagined.
Captain, we need to find Mackenzie. Now.
Already on it. Last known address is a cabin just outside of town.
Evelyn and Mark raced towards the cabin. Evelyn felt the burden of long-hidden secrets weighing heavily on her. She glanced at Mark. In his eyes, she saw a reflection of her own feelings. Both determination and fear were visible in his gaze.
Evelyn, whatever we find, we're in this together now, right?
Together, no matter what.
The convoy of police vehicles stopped at the edge of a dense forest. In the clearing ahead stood a weathered cabin. Its windows were dark and unwelcoming. The officers approached with their weapons drawn. The air was thick with tension. Suddenly, a movement from inside the cabin caught their attention.
Mackenzie, this is the police. Come out with your hands up.
The door inched open slowly. It revealed a thin, troubled face. Evelyn and Mark recognized the person instantly. It was their childhood tormentor. The true culprit stood before them. Sirens wailed in the background. Officers shouted commands nearby. In that moment, Evelyn felt overwhelmed. Her past and future seemed to crash together, leaving her stunned.
It's over. The truth. It's finally going to come out.
Mackenzie was led away in handcuffs. Evelyn and Mark stood side by side, watching. The end of their journey together seemed to linger in the air. They had searched for their friend, which led them to face a criminal. But this confrontation also brought them face to face with shadows from their own past. The sterile hospital hallway echoed with steady beeps and hushed whispers. Medical staff moved quietly through the corridor. Dr. Evelyn Reeves stood outside her brother's room. Her hand hesitated on the door handle. The weight of recent events pressed heavily on her shoulders.
I can do this. I have to do this.
She took a deep breath and pushed the door open. Mark lay in the hospital bed. His face was bruised, but his eyes were alert. As Evelyn approached, a mix of emotions appeared on Mark's face.
Evelyn, I didn't think you'd come.
I had to. We have a lot to talk about, Mark.
Evelyn's voice was steady as she took a seat. Her hands shook a little beside the bed. The air between them was heavy with silence. Unspoken words and shared trauma hung in the room. The tension was palpable, reflecting their difficult history.
I suppose you're here to finish the interrogation? Get that confession to wrap up your case?
No, I'm here as your sister. The case, it's complicated now. Everything's complicated.
Mark's eyes softened. A hint of vulnerability showed through. It pierced his usually guarded expression.
I never thought I'd hear you say that, sister. It still doesn't feel real.
I know. For years, I've been searching for answers about my past. I never imagined this outcome. Mark, we need to talk about what happens next. We must address the truth.
A shadow passed over Mark's face. He turned his gaze to the window.
The truth. It's a dangerous thing, isn't it? Look where it's gotten us.
It's also what saved us. What saved our friend. We can't hide from it anymore.
Evelyn leaned forward. Her professional demeanor was slipping. She reached for her brother's hand.
I've spent my entire career revealing facts, Mark. But I've never faced a situation this personal. I need to know something important. Are you ready to face the consequences? These consequences stem from what we've discovered together.
Are you? Your career, your reputation? They're on the line too, Evelyn.
A moment of silence stretched between them. This silence was filled with meaning. It carried the weight of their shared dilemma.
I've already crossed lines I never thought I would. But I can't turn back now. We owe it to ourselves and our friend. We must see this through to the end.
And if it means losing everything, your job, your life as you know it,
then maybe it's time for a new chapter. For both of us.
The siblings gazed at each other. A cautious connection began to form between them. Suddenly, the sound of footsteps approached in the hallway. This unexpected noise interrupted their silent exchange. Captain Renard appeared in the doorway. His expression was serious. The atmosphere tensed as he entered, his face conveying a sense of urgency or concern.
Dr. Reeves, we need to talk. Now.
Evelyn squeezed Mark's hand. She then stood up. Her professional mask slid back into place.
I'll be right there, Captain.
She turned back to Mark. Her voice was low and determined.
This isn't over. We'll figure this out together.
Evelyn followed Captain Renard out of the room. The weight of her decisions was palpable. The truth had been uncovered. However, the price of resolution had not yet been fully settled. The sun hung low in the sky. It cast long shadows across the overgrown lawn of the suburban house. Evelyn and Mark stood side by side. Their faces reflected mixed emotions. They gazed at their childhood home for the first time in decades. The scene was a blend of nostalgia and uncertainty, as memories of the past collided with the present moment.
It's smaller than I remember.
Yeah, but the memories, they feel bigger now, don't they?
Evelyn nodded, her analytical mind struggling. She was trying to process a flood of emotions. Taking a deep breath, she stepped forward. Her hand hesitated for a moment. Then she grasped the tarnished doorknob.
Ready?
As I'll ever be, sis.
The interior was frozen in time. It resembled a capsule of their childhood trauma. Specks of dust floated in the fading sunlight. The twins entered the house cautiously. Their footsteps echoed through empty rooms. The scene before them was a stark reminder of their past.
God, it's like stepping into a nightmare.
Or maybe I'm waking up from something. Mark, I need to tell you something. I'm sorry I didn't believe you at first. I now understand what really happened here.
Mark's face softened. The hardness that had characterized their early meetings was melting away. This change in his expression signaled a shift from their initial, tense encounters to a more relaxed interaction.
You couldn't have known, Evelyn. We were both victims of circumstance, and of him.
Their eyes drifted to a faded photograph on the mantel. The photo showed a man they now knew to be the true culprit. This man was their uncle, a respected community leader. He had planned their separation years ago. Their uncle was also responsible for their childhood friend's disappearance.
We got justice for Sarah. That's what matters now.
And we found each other. Who would have thought it would turn out like this? My interrogator was actually my long-lost twin. It was an incredible discovery that neither of us expected during our unusual meeting.
A wry smile tugged at Evelyn's lips. It was a rare display of emotion.
Life has a way of surprising us. I have a review board to face tomorrow. My methods in this case were unorthodox. To say the least, it's been challenging. Despite the unusual approach, I hope the board will understand the circumstances.
You risked everything to uncover the truth. They have to see that.
Evelyn's phone buzzed, interrupting the moment. She quickly looked at the screen. Her professional demeanor returned instantly.
It's Captain Renard. I need to head back to the station to prepare for tomorrow.
Evelyn, whatever happens, thank you for believing in me eventually, for not giving up.
The twins embraced after decades apart. Years of separation and misunderstanding faded away in a moment. As they parted, Evelyn felt a change within herself. She gained a new understanding of truth's complex nature. Evelyn also realized the power of empathy. This brief reunion had transformed her perspective on life and relationships. The scene shifts to the police station the next day. Evelyn stands before a stern-faced review board. Her posture is rigid, but her eyes are clear and determined.
Dr. Reeves, your handling of the Sutton case was highly irregular. You withheld crucial information from your superiors. You also engaged in unauthorized contact with the suspect. How do you justify these actions?
Captain Renard and members of the board, I acknowledge my methods were unconventional. However, these methods were necessary to uncover a long-buried truth. The case had remained unsolved for decades. My personal connection to the case was initially seen as a liability. Ultimately, this connection proved to be the key to solving it.
Dr. Reeves, you were the monitoring psychiatrist for this case. I observed that you became significantly emotionally involved. This board needs assurance about your judgment. How can you confirm your decisions weren't compromised?
Evelyn paused, considering her words carefully. For the first time in her career, she made a decision. She chose to embrace her emotions. This was different from her usual approach of suppressing them.
Dr. Simmons, my emotional involvement did affect my judgment. However, it enhanced it rather than hindered it. This case taught me that true insight comes from more than analysis. Empathy plays a crucial role in understanding. By connecting with Mark Sutton as a person, not just a suspect, I gained new perspectives. This allowed me to untangle the complicated lies about our past. Ultimately, I was able to bring the real culprit to justice.
The board members exchanged glances. Their expressions showed a mix of emotions. There was surprise and reluctant admiration in their faces.
Your results are clear and convincing, Dr. Reeves. The arrest of your uncle brought closure to the victim's family. These outcomes demonstrate the effectiveness of your work. However, it's important to remember that protocol exists for a reason. While your achievements are commendable, following established procedures remains crucial.
I understand, Captain. I'm prepared to accept the consequences. The board will decide what's appropriate. I stand by my actions. I also stand by the outcome they produced.
As the board deliberated, Evelyn felt a strange sense of peace. Regardless of their decision, she had discovered a valuable truth. This truth was far more important than any professional recognition. She had learned about herself, her past, and her ability to connect with others.
Dr. Reeves, the board has reached a decision. Your methods were unusual, but we cannot ignore the results. You will be on probation for 3 months. During this time, you will receive extra training in proper investigation methods. However, we also praise your dedication to justice. We appreciate your ability to adapt in challenging situations.
Thank you, Captain. I appreciate the board's fairness. I look forward to applying what I've learned. These lessons will be valuable in future cases.
Evelyn left the review room and caught her reflection in a window. The face looking back at her had changed. It was softer and more open, yet still carried her keen intellect. This intellect had shaped her professional life. She realized that solving the mystery of her past had revealed something new. She now had a fresh understanding of her present and future.
To herself, time to write a new chapter.
Dr. Evelyn Reeves stepped forward with renewed purpose. She was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Evelyn was not just a brilliant analyst anymore. She had finally embraced the complete range of her human experience. The story is over. Thank you for listening. Please write a comment about this story. Tell me what you think. I will read all of your comments. I will reply to each of you personally. See you next time.